what's up? Red Panda Anthem. Red Panda, what's good?
All right, let's get to questions. I know the earners have been waiting. So Deji, I'm gonna come to you first. Unmute yourself, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing?
Good evening.
How are you?
Good, good. Y'all talked a lot about rap today. I want y'all to y'all of my age, so I think y'all should definitely listen to that new Joey Badass. Very solid album.
2000.
Shout out to Joey. We interviewed him
out.
at the BT Awards. Good dude.
Yeah, 2000. I started. I haven't finished it. Solid project.
Very solid. He actually has a line on there. He's like, you don't lose on stocks unless you take it out. I'm about to put some more equity on another house. So
That's
that
fire.
definitely sums up a lot of what y'all talk about. So with that being said, my question is, what businesses do you see as a great entrepreneur endeavor for us to look into? The reason I asked this is just because I've spent the past year or two listening to Market Mondays. I'm one of the earlier earners, and I've just come to the conclusion that, look, long-term investing is the way to go for me, and I got to hold it. I got to just buy and hold. But that revenue, how do I generate revenue in this market and in the future? And I know you talk to so many entrepreneurs, and what seems to be a few of the just businesses in general you see just in the future for us to look into, or just ones that you see that are scaling?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Great question. There are really only a couple categories that you can focus on. So finances, faith, fitness, spiritual, and family. Everything. I occupy the finances space. But secondly, I would say the one that you are most passionate about, even if people don't think your idea will work, because I got that majority of my life. Once you figure out what business you're passionate about, third, figure out your pricing model, and everything can be fine. If you don't mind sharing, like, what business are you thinking of going into?
Me, I'm in healthcare. I'm a nurse anesthetist, so I had a merch business online and selling scrub caps, and I was trying to expand it. Quite frankly, what do you say?
CRNA?
Yeah, I'm a CRNA, yeah.
Yo, it's scrubs, like caps, like what you're doing, private consults. There's a whole bunch of even preparatory exams on how to pass that test. You can make a killing off that. Off of that. Because you remember how nervous you were when you took the test and you were worrying about if you were going to get in. That field, if I were you, I would run with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I do know people that do look. I do know people that are kind of in that lane. The only thing with me personally, the people who put me on who put me on did all those things for me just to do it. So I kind of feel guilty, like doing it for profit. But I do know that is people that are doing it. Like, there's a nonprofit.
You can still do it for free and get a sponsor behind it. So maybe your school could sponsor it, or Red Panda can help sponsor. But if you put out the information at scale and you're building a pipeline, Xander's mom's a CRNA. So I'm telling you from personal experience, like the amount of testing and stuff that she went through to then pass.
Right.
When I saw that, I was like, "Sure, I need to look over it." Even with me, like when I failed the MCAT the first time, I'm like, I wish there was somebody black I can talk to help me through, because the MCAT took my soul out. Like, boy, rough. But if you are able to pass that test and put a unique spin on it, like how I did with investing and how they did with interviewing all these amazing entrepreneurs, that's the easy $10-15 million a year business. I'm gonna give you to September to get on it. If not, I'm gonna do it.
All right,
being real.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. I feel like what Ian said. I mean, there's not necessarily one particular business. I feel like whatever you're passionate about, but there's certain business principles, I think, in today's day and age that apply to all businesses. So low overhead, something that's scalable. So like, even if you're doing fitness, it's not, what's not scalable is just doing one-on-one fitness in your local gym. But what is scalable is, you can start off something that's reasonable with like a Zoom class, and then scaling it to, online programs, and then a subscription-based model where Mr. 2 Weeks Out, I remember he was making like over $100,000 a month doing subscription based for a low price point, like $29. So, that's more scalable than trying to just work out of a physical gym.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's the same with clothes, online boutique and social media, different things of that nature. When it comes to our space and media, that's obviously scalable because it's not something that we just have to be limited to geographically. We can touch people all over the world. We can keep overhead relatively low, and we can have tremendous bandwidth, and you have to be able to leverage social media. I feel like social media is the great equalizer when it comes to businesses in 2022, 2023, 2025, because the reach that you're able to get organically is almost unprecedented in human history. Like there's never been a time where you can, like, we have 1 million followers. We can reach 100,000 people with any given post. That's not normal. Like to be able to actually get 100,000 people to hear what you said, like even 50 years ago, that would be pretty much impossible. You would have to pay millions of dollars to get on television. So just think about that. This is a unique moment in history. Even if you reach 5,000 people is an amphitheater. Like, you know what I mean? Like never discount the credit of 5,000 followers. You have very few people in the history of the world have 5,000 people that actually follow them. That's a tremendous amount of people. So I feel like now social media has given all influencers and entrepreneurs opportunities to grow at tremendous pace, but you have to have some level of a business model in place where you can reach people and your products and services make sense. So if it's like something that's like a cake, that might not be a good product because that's something that's, is going to go bad after a few days. So if it's something that, you can ship, you can scale, best case scenario is digital and it's not a physical situation, then to me that makes all the sense in the world. So when you're putting together your business plan, just keep those things in mind. But like I said, that can be for a variety of different things, not just what we do, but what we do as an example. But you can do it on a variety of different things, but all of those principles should be in place.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that. I know you said that you felt the way about charging. Never be ashamed to make money, but the first thing is just add value, right? So like even inside that business plan, even inside your profession, just try to add as much value. The same way people poured into you and added value and you were able to succeed in that profession is because they did that. So in return, just continuously add value and the money will be a byproduct of it, right? Like you'll have a system or you'll have a plan in place and the money will be a byproduct. But just think about how many lives you can change first, how much value you can add, and then everything else will fall into place. So good luck with that, man.
I appreciate
and also
it.
try and focus on doing something that someone else can't do. The more people that you can be in the same industry, but they shouldn't be able to do the one thing that you can do. That's what's going to give you an edge and will allow you to get to like the deca million through 100 million. Like the first million you can get off hustle. Once you get to 10 to 100, it's off your uniqueness.
Got it. I would ask another question. I just got one comment. I don't know if we had this episode already, but if you got someone that, it's just a suggestion, that actually buys businesses as opposed to building them. Because I think for me, with a career already, I think it might be a strategy for me is like maybe add value to a business already established. So I don't know if we covered that yet.
Not yet. I've been working on the guests. I'm gonna try and put it together like the next September, October.
All right, cool.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you, bro.
No problem. Thank you.
This that Red Panda Anthem. Ian, what's up? This that Red Panda Anthem. Red Panda, what's good? Red Panda Anthem. Your boy going up. I know they can't stand it.